Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Kimbo here, and it is time for an epic episode review. Bakugan Evolutions episode review. So we got episode number 2 here. Just started the series up, doing the episode reviews. Also put in the community tab. If you guys wanted to see like live reactions or episode reviews, and you guys went for the reviews. So maybe after I get to like 10, once it hits 10, maybe I'll switch it up a little bit and maybe just try a reaction, just to see how people like it. But at least until 10, I'll start off with the first 10 episodes and I'll go and do the review style. But anyways, we have episode number 2 here, and I'm really digging how they're starting this season off. For sure, man. They're starting off strong. Even seeing this episode, I already enjoy it, man. The first 2 episodes, I'm already like hooked. Like I got hooked with the other seasons and such, getting into it, like big time interest. But already, just like they explain so much with the story and such. Already, with just the first episode, even, and now getting into number 2. So we're at the Bakugan Academy, and the Awesome Brothers are all sitting outside. They're talking about their roommates a bit, like how it is having their roommates. You know how things are with Dan and Winton. Enough said with that. Because they're roommates, but they also talked about Leah and China, and how China was kind of just trying to get her tea and stuff, like have her butler right by her, giving her tea, her morning tea at the perfect temperature, like she likes it. And Leah just sitting there like, oh my gosh, that girl's something. She's something else. And then talking about Shun and Chad. He's the rocker. That's the name of the rocker. His name's Chad. We're talking about him and Chad, and then how Chad will just he asks like if he wants like a spiky pillow, a spiky pencil, or anything like that. Because just being a rocker, he has like spiky everything, all his gear. He probably has a phone and has spikes all over. You see the spikes everywhere. He's one of the rockers. But yeah, just talk about that. So interesting pairing with those two, especially because you got like the wild Chad, wild just energetic Chad, and then the laid back chill showing, showing that dynamic. And then also Ajit. The interesting thing with Ajit is Ajit's roommate is gone. Like they get back and wake up and they're gone by the time that Ajit wakes up every day. So the big mystery with their roommate, I dig that for sure. Something they can capitalize on for sure over time. We'll probably meet that roommate in one of the future episodes, which would be really cool to see. But yeah, I wonder if they're going to be like an R-less brawler like how Ajit is. If so, that would be wild. Like seeing another, excuse me, I had burp, another R-less brawler. But yeah. Anyways, man, overall like a really really sick start. And then after that, they all go to class, and then while they're sitting in class in the lecture hall, you see China down there arguing with with the teacher, with the professor, because she wants her butler and her staff there by her. But then he's like, "No, I can't allow it. You have to be alone." And then still sitting there arguing about that. But they settled with her sitting by Leah while having a big giant table with like tea and everything there. You know. Uh, and Leah's just like, "Do you always? Why do you have to sit by me?" And then not all that good stuff. But yeah. Meanwhile, while China's off in her own world, just sitting her tea, just sipping her tea, just sitting there enjoying life. There's another new student that shows up, and then he's sitting there basically mocking the Awesome Brawlers. His name is Chat, and he talks about how his dad got him into like the university and such, but um, a little bit of rich boy vibes, a bit, but like Chad just sitting there talking smack to the brawlers, man. As it goes along further, Leah's like, I'm not liking this guy, you know. he's definitely got his own personality. He definitely is feeling himself for sure. He believes in his own abilities that much. But yeah, and then even when China was going up and like the professor was talking about how in order to achieve like a true connection and unlock like some elemental power, you have to be fully in sync with your Bakugan. Like Bakugan and partner have to be like on the same wavelength, and that's where their true potential could come out. Everybody was taking notes on that, but then China wasn't, being off in her own world. The professor asked her about it, and then she's like, "I know, I just don't want to answer right now. I'm going to the bathroom," and then runs off to the bathroom. But she actually just left class, being embarrassed a bit. because she wasn't paying attention. And then this man Chat was just roasting, man. He was roasting. He just flat out called her a brat, and I was like, no. This man was he had me dead. This man was roasting hardcore. But we get a cut scene after class. China's out there sitting on a bench by herself, and then Leah runs up and well, not really runs up, just walks up to her and talks to her, and said that she left like her tablet there, gave it back to her, and then she was looking at it and saw that she was one of the youngest ones there because Riot's still really young. China Riot is young, at least younger than everybody else, and Leah was just sitting there saying, like, you must feel left out just being so young and such. Um, and she just basically said that she has her back and she's there to help her, that she feels alone. Like, she's like, I'm your roommate. Margarita killed it with this voice acting, man. For real. Like, props. I don't know. Like, I know Julius lurks sometimes. Devin, I don't know. He's out there somewhere, but he's freaking epic. Um, Jonah, you already know, just an absolute legend, and Margarita killing it too. All their voice acting, it's so good, man. It's got me hooked already for sure. But you know, saying that she's got Riot's back, just a feel good moment because it's like China used to be like kind of the not so evil, but more on the side of evil when it first started. Um, like with Battle Brawlers or Battle Planet Armored Alliance, but now just slowly turning more and more good, especially being Leah's roommate now. I think this is the point where it really, really was a turn for her. Um, but yeah, so they're sitting out there talking, and then Chat comes up, just starts roasting China again, saying how she didn't stay in class or anything, and then Leah put him in his place. Like, you think you're better than everybody, but you're not. You're just sitting here being rude for absolutely no reason because you think you're hot stuff. Um, and he was like, "Oh, you could really dog, huh? Well then." Then it led to a battle, but then Shun's roommate Chad, the rocker Chad, just happened to show up, and then Chad's like, "You're my partner." He's like, what?" And then the battle starts. Chad's just stuck in there. He just launches out because he's just kind of stuck there. He doesn't really want to be in it. He just happens to be there at the wrong time and battle. The coolest thing with this, well, it was all cool. Like seeing Pegatrix's new pattern fits just like how it is for the Bakugan. They're keeping the Bakugan looking how, they actually look in the show in real life. Like, love it. Spin Master, y'all are killing it. Y'all are killing it for sure. The accuracy, definitely digging it for sure. Now, if we can get Bakugan for like actual figures for Bakugan like Tico and Gorillion, that would be amazing. But yeah, there's so much solid with the game, and obviously I said everything about the cards, but just Bakugan wise, there's a couple I'd really want to see figures for, being real, being a fan of the show, and also the TCG, all the aspects of the game. Yeah. So this battle starts off. Sectinoid, yeah, Riot has Sectinoid in this season, so that's pretty cool. She's the one that owns Sectinoid. And then Leo with Pegatrix with the new pattern and such. You can see the elemental power coming off of Pegatrix a bit. And then Chad had a Warrior Whale. I'm pretty sure that was Warrior Whale that he had. Like, it gave me Sharktar vibes, but I'm like Warrior Whale. Because Sharktar and Warrior Whale are really, really similar. Like, come on, man. Especially now seeing how Warrior Whale looks in the show, the way they talk, come on. They're basically like twin brothers, except different species. Like, for real. Shark, whale, close enough. You already know, man, even with the voice acting. But, yeah, so he's got Warrior Whale. And the coolest thing was, Chat had a Darkest Serpilius. I hope that they dropped Serpilius. Like, they dropped it in Pyrus. I don't know, they said Smog. That must have been like an error. Like, Serpilius, Unless they have a certain one named Smog that comes in that's Pyrus some point in this season. Maybe. Who knows? That would make sense if they called that one Smog, if that's the name they gave. Because some of them, they give, like, other names. But, like, it's still their species. Like a couple of the Golden Bakugan, I think it was like last season. But yeah, dude, a freaking Darkest Serpilius. So cool seeing this for sure. And then it leads to like that moment where Pegatrix and Leah really have Riot's back because Riot's sitting there struggling with the battle, but then Pegatrix is taking all the hits because he's still sitting there talking down like, I trained with my dad, even outside of the time at the university. You're not going to be able to beat me, especially that that smug kid over there, like literally just bullying the crap out of China, and Leah was not having it. And then this was the point she really stood up for her, like, don't you talk to my roommate like that. And Riot's like, whoa, obviously some they're flabbergasted because she's not used to having like close friends like that, like crazy, crazy close like bonds with friends like that. We've seen growth of the character, but she hasn't had a real, real close friend like that. But um, yeah, and then it leads to them getting their own nanogun. Getting the elemental cores, launching out their nanogun. So Leah has Chrysalin, and Riot has Sludgeum. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Like she has the Sludgeum like the snail one, but they use their combined power and they manage to win and take him out. But then in the middle of the battle, um, Shun shows up and he's just like, "Why are you battling, Chad?" He's like, "It's not like I'm trying to battle." But then Warrior Whale's like, "Oh, don't be a wimp. We're in this battle." But at the end of the day, they won, and then afterwards, the professor came up and talked to Leah and China and said they did very well following the instructions and the things that I taught you and implementing it into your actual battles. And yeah, China was just flabbergasted because she wasn't paying attention in class. But Leah picked up on it right away, and she told China if she ever needs help, just to ask her. And saying like, "I've got your back. You're my roommate." And then China was like, "Okay," and you could tell like she was opening up to Leah and such. And it was a cool feel good moment for China. It shows she's fully like a good character now. But yeah, so and then it ends off with her just asking, just talking like, "Can we work on getting my butlers into class now?" Ending it with that. But yeah, it was a fun little episode. Overall, I'm really loving how they're even starting this off. Just so many different developments with every single episode already, dude. And we're only 2 in. Not even all the way through this one. But yeah, so with the next episode, we've got it starts off with Lightning. Lightning sleeping outside with having Howlcore right by him. And Athena's jogging. And then she stops and sees Lightning, like, what is he doing out here? And then Howlcore is saying how, Lightning sleeps wherever as he pleases. He just moves around from time to time. Just a free spirit. That's how Lightning is. And then Athena's like, oh yeah, really? Well, that can't be allowed. And then he's just like, like he's just enjoying it. Things didn't really like start going crazy there. It's after Athena went back and told the big time janitor, like he does the big time maintenance on the campus and stuff. But yeah. But also, Athena's kind of scared of Lightning. She's low key scared of dogs. She won't admit it, but she's scared of dogs, and it showed because the second that Lightning went over and said good morning, she was like, backed up, and then just started running the other way. And then she went and talked to like the maintenance guy about Lightning, and then sure enough, like Lightning's going to talk with the awesome brawlers. Athena and him show up. I'll just say the boss. I forgot his name. I'll remember it after I see it more. But it's a crazy like long last name. Well, not that bad. But they show up and say that Lightning needs to have his own room, and then Lightning's like, I can sleep wherever I want to. And then he's like, excuse me? Like I implement these rules for a reason. I'm the boss. Um, you know. But uh Lightning's just not having it. He's like, I want to sleep wherever I want to sleep. And then he's like, oh, yeah? Well, I'll put you on 5 days in your own room, like 5 days suspension in your own room, and you can't leave. And then Lightning was an app. He just ran. And then they're like, don't you run? So they're both trying to chase him. Athena's trying to run after Lightning, but then he comes around the front, tries to catch Lightning with a net. Lightning dodges the net. He's like, not bad, Mutt, but I'm going to catch you. And then he's still going for it, missing each time. Uh, jumped on his back and then starts running. Um, and then they go to like this wooded area, and there's a bone right there. Howlcore knows it's obviously a trap. He's like, who would fall for that? Lightning just yeet, jump right on the bone, gets caught. And then Howlcore's like, of course. Jumps up, cuts down the net. Lightning gets out, starts running. Um, Athena's trying to, stop Lightning, but then she's afraid of dogs, so then he runs, and then she's like, oh, you know. kind of moved out of the way, and then so he's running after Lightning. He gets caught in his own trap, and he's like, I can't believe I just got caught in my own trap. And then Lightning makes it all the way back to the House of Brawlers, exhausted as hell. You know, Halcor's just like, we must have lost him by now. And then they both caught up. They're like, no, you're not getting away. And then they're like, you're like, it's come down to this. So the school rules are, and it's a cool school because, school rules are, if you can never figure out any dispute, when you have a big time dispute, you settle it with a brawl. So sure enough, it's the boss versus Lightning, and so the rule is that the boss wins, and Lightning, 5 days in his own room, all that good stuff. He can't sleep anywhere he wants to. But then if Lightning wins, he can sleep wherever the hell he wants to. So they're sitting there and battling. He has a Toranoid, and then of course Howlcore. And Toranoid actually has like elemental power. So with that, it's kind of like elemental power. So it seems like they're implementing elemental power as in like elemental rares, for some Bakugan. Like this is like the actual show version of elemental rare Bakugan, which is cool to see. They're implementing that. They're implementing like the Nanogon, elemental power, elemental rares. Yeah, all of it, man. It's really, really sick to see how they're doing this, man. Like how they brought back the gate cards. Even when we started seeing the gate cards before, just slowly implementing more and more of those elements. It's really, really cool to see. But yeah, so they're facing off, and he has elemental power, and he talks about how he makes these rules because he wants the students to have discipline. To have discipline because they're going out into the elemental storms. They actually go into the storms and such. Um, when you get strong enough, and Athena's one of those brawlers that's gotten that strong, because she's worked her way up, and she goes into those storms, so it shows how strong she is. Yeah, but like it's interesting because it's understanding on both sides. Like it's understandable on both sides because it's like, of course, having the discipline and the such, because you're just looking out for the students in the long run, like making sure they're disciplined, and then they just get stronger, and that way they're disciplined enough when it comes to these things in elemental storms, because the storms don't play around. But yeah, but also on Lightning's side, it's also understandable because that's how Lightning operates. Lightning, it's like he's always been a free spirit. He slept wherever, just been laid back, chill, just that cool, chill, laid back dog. He'll just sleep wherever, man. Just living life and enjoying it. And, that's he operates best that way, like not being trapped in a box, like how people try to box him, even people like do and such, or their interest and such. It digs a little deep because just even like with the channel, like obviously Beyblade, Bakugan, fans of both do both on the channel, but then of course you have fans of one and then fans of others, and at the end of the day I love both, and it's just like enjoy the content, whether it's like Beyblade or Bakugan, if you're into one or the other one, just putting out the content, man. Not everything's going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's just how it works with anything, but honored you guys even like some of it, whether what side it is, you know what I mean? But that's like, it's one of those things like, damn, that is deep, man. There's big time lessons with shows and such like this, like especially Bakugan, man. Like they can go deep for sure. But yeah, like it's just like let Lightning be himself, let him be free and such, and just live how he wants to live. I mean, still being a student, but just he's a dog. Of course, he naturally wants to go and just chill anywhere and just sleep, But in the middle of this, he calls his own Nanogon because him and Howlcore believe in that, like just having that freedom and such. And then Athena's sitting there and understanding it as well. And then he calls out his Nanogon. He has Shadow. Shadow is such a cool design, man, in the show. It looks so sick. As soon as they pulled out Shadow, I'm like, yo, that's those some Heliolisk vibes. Whatever that, like, Heliolisk from Pokemon. I forgot the name of like that. No, it's not Bearded Dragon. I can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody's gonna say it. But yeah. Um, you know, and wins it with Shadow. Like Shadow, its design's so cool, especially in Darkest. It looks so badass, man. But you know, Shadow sends out the attack, manages to take down Toranoid, And with that, Lightning's allowed to sleep wherever he wants to, and then he reluctantly says, like, Lightning can sleep wherever he wants to. That was our deal, you know. But at least he kept his word, you know. Um, but then Athena um goes back to her room. It's late at night. Well, she actually wakes up, wakes up the boss and says, like, we have a problem. Like, why would you wake me up this late? And then it's that Lightning is sleeping in Athena's room on her bed. And then Halcor explains how, like, Lightning saw your perspective as well and decided to give it a shot sleeping in his own bed, you know. So probably sleeping in his room at some points, and then other times just sleeping around, you know, wherever Lightning goes. He's a free spirit. And then I think the funniest part was that the boss said that Athena has a new roommate, and then she's like, "Wait, does that mean?" Yup, Lightning and Athena are roommates, and that's gonna be the craziest one, man. It's gonna be wild, just because Athena's so scared of dogs. But then at the end, Halcor's like, "You're not afraid of dogs, are you?" Like, Lightning just sleeps all the time. Look how cute he is. He's just a chill little pup. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting just seeing that story develop for sure. But yeah. So overall, I'm loving how they're already starting off things here. They're clearly going through and showing all the different Nanogon for all the for the awesome brawlers. They're definitely building up to Shun and Ajit, which are going to probably be the next episodes, I'm guessing, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Ajit is the last one. But still, it's going to be really, really sick, man. Just seeing how this develops, even how it's been developing so far. Like, everything's switching up big time because the phenomenon with Destroyer on Earth, all the elemental storms, people actually going into the elemental storms, those being the elemental brawlers, you know, who have the power to take on those storms. You know, it's going to definitely develop over time. The storm's going to probably get that much worse and such, and they're going to have to figure out what the hell is all behind it. All I guess it's going to be really cool seeing the twists and turns that happen with this season. It's really sick, and it's not very predictable. Like, you can't exactly predict what's gonna go on, man. And that's the cool thing, man. Just taking us down that roller coaster of storytelling with this one. And yeah, I'm already enjoying it. 2 episodes in, I'm really, really digging this season for sure, man. I love it because all the seasons, for different reasons, are all up on that crazy, awesome high level. Like, the storytelling with all of them has been great. And now they're starting off season 4, it's just as much up there. Like, yeah, people could say what they want to and such. Some of the Bakugan are getting a bit stronger, but they're also keeping that in check by keeping their damage low and such. Or even in a case like, I mean, look at Leonidas, like having the double cores with it. Also, like, even having those cores, it only gets the bonus on helixes, but then the helixes drop its, you know, its damage. So more power, less damage. That balance is that's really, really cool, man. Some more damage deck cards will be really nice for sure, but that's also like pro stuff. But anyways, episode wise, they're all up there for sure. All of them are up there, like season wise, and this season starting up on that same exact bar because I love how it started, man. Already so much going on. It's got me hooked for sure. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that is gonna do it for the Bakugan Evolutions episode review. The review of episode number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. And also, let me know your thoughts in the comments for sure. I'm digging it already, man. The season is epic. The Bakugan, Platinum Series Bakugan as well. Just the colors and such for all the Bakugan. Switch up of their designs, even using the same molds for some of them. Oh, it's great. I'm digging it. But yeah, guys, till next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here.